Now, a few months ago, Khal Drogo, chieftain of the Dothraki, a.k.a. Jason Momoa, went on Ellen to throw axes. He was raising money for Sustainable Coastlines Hawaii.
How do I start?
We just gotta throw it at it.
Yeah. No, but how? I was gonna try this.
So here's the one thing, like, because we throw footballs and we throw baseballs, everyone kind of turns it like this.
Uh-huh.
Throw. It
Right.
just has to go straight over your head to go right with the grade.
I say, show me.
Throw.
And then she went on to say, remove it from the middle of the target because that's where I'm going to throw it. And then she didn't. For a lot of us, that was one of the first times we'd seen such a thing. But it's a real sport, and Perth is set to get not one but two axe-throwing gyms very soon. Tyson McMillan is behind Lumber Punks. They're setting up in East Perth, and they'll open their doors soon. Hey, Tyson.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Now, you actually hosted Jason Momoa's 38th birthday party nearly 2 years ago to the day, because his birthday's on the 1st of August, and he was 40 just a few days back. So what was that like?
Well, that was quite fortunate. We were just setting up our Gold Coast venue, and we're about 2 weeks in, and we had tried to get contact with him because we knew that he was an avid thrower, and finally we got word that that he was interested, and but he just didn't have time. So eventually, though,
was he at the Justice League premiere? Or?
Yeah, he was at the Justice League premiere over in the US. But little did he know that his family had organised with us to have his birthday at our venue, which was amazing. On our second week open, hosting Jason Momoa's birthday party, like no one knew about us, and then all of a sudden we had people from LA trying to get word from us. So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah,
wow. And what was the party like?
It was excellent. It was really fun. Like, all of the cast and crew from Aquaman were there, all the stunt guys. So you can imagine they're all male alpha sort of types, and Jason was the ultra male alpha, and they're all trying to impress him. But it was great. It was really good fun. We knew he had a great time at the end. He was hugging us, and it was awesome. Really good time.
Wow, that is incredible. You're going to open in Perth soon, and I know for a lot of people this will be the first time they've heard of it. So let's talk about the roots of the sport firstly. Where did it all kind of start?
Well, look, there's a couple of different starting points. I mean, like, if you go all the way back, to China, Mongols, axes have always been like a weapon that they've used in battle. But throwing it in battle isn't the best idea because you're throwing away your best weapon. So usually, like, if you bring it a bit closer, like in the Middle Ages, they would use it to throw at a foe. But usually, like, the actual sport of throwing axes originated where clans weren't at war, but they were sort of like, hey, look, we're this good, and they'd battle. And so it'd almost be like a way of...
It was a show of skill.
Yeah, exactly. So that so it sort of kept the peace through that. But commercially, it started about 13 years ago, with a mob over in Canada called Battle, BATL, and they were just two guys in the backyard throwing axes, who invited mates. Their mates invited mates. That turned into an event, and then that turned into a business, and now those guys have over maybe 14, 15 venues. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
You're listening to ABC Radio Perth. Tyson McMillan is my guest. He is from Lumber Punks. They're opening up an axe-throwing gym in Perth very soon. You've brought one into the studios, which I did not put past ABC Property or Osh. I knew it was going to happen.
I was getting some weird looks as I was walking down the street with an axe, I can tell you now.
I bet you were. And look, it's quite heavy. I'm holding it now. It's a beautiful black finished metal with quite a blade on it. And don't worry, managers, I'm fine. And Tyson's a great guy. And we should also talk about the axe throwing and the fact that, well, let's talk about that now. I mean, I think there's a belief among some that it's all about releasing aggression and that it's a therapeutic thing, but that's not necessarily the case, is it?
No. That's probably the biggest misconception is people go, oh, it's an aggressive thing. It's far from it. It's more like a Zen thing, believe it or not. You could liken it, if you go to a driving range for golf, like you're just trying to find your zone. That's what axe throwing's like. Just think of it like darts, but with big axes, like you're just trying to get your eye in. We find that we get a lot of white collar professionals with high stress jobs, not for the fact that they're getting a release. It's more a fact that they're able to just focus on one thing, not a million things at the one time, and everything else fades away. That's actually the attractiveness of it. Yeah,
it's quite a heavy axe. So how does the throwing itself work? I mean, the head of it does most of the work when it comes to momentum.
Yeah. So a lot of people think that you have to try to spin the axe. The axe is naturally going to spin itself. If you have a look at the axe, the bit that's not the sharp pointy bit, that's called the pole. The pole is where all the weight is.
Yep.
So that's the thing driving the axe head. So that naturally is going to turn itself. So the whole trick to axe throwing is let the axe do its natural thing. You just adjust your distance and keep your throw doing the same thing. And then you talk about targeting and stuff. So it's going to do its own thing. You just have to let it do it. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of skills do you need?
Anyone can do it. Honestly, anyone can do it. And we can, within about maybe 5 minutes, we can get people competent enough to play in a game. Again, it's not about strength. It's about using your body efficiently and just allowing that axe its normal trajectory. Yeah.
Okay. Is it like bowling where you choose a different size ball, or are all axes the same?
All axes are the same. So if we were playing a game against each other, we'd choose the same axe. We'd be playing in the same lane. We'd have exactly the same conditions. So that it's actually our skill that's being judged, instead of like, I've got a big axe, you've got a little axe. It doesn't work that way,
Okay. Let's talk about the safety side of things, because I know for some people this is a bit scary. I mean, like a shooting range, but different.
Yep.
So how do you keep people safe in the arena?
Okay, so first of all, before they even pick up any axes, we go through a safety induction, and we just teach them the do's and don'ts of the venue and also of the axes. What not to do with them, what not to touch. And also, like, we sort of go a bit overboard in the fact that we've got individual lanes. So there's never going to be a chance that you're going to have like a wayward axe from someone else coming into your lane. And then throughout the whole session, you're totally supervised by axe coaches that will also not only keep you safe, but also get you throwing better. So they'll give you little tips and pick up on things that you probably wouldn't even notice. Yeah,
interesting. I mean, when it comes to council approval, was it a hard thing to gain? I suppose it's different to setting up a cafe in that you're operating a different kind of business. Did you have to?
The hardest thing with it is actually trying to explain what it is that we're doing. A lot of councils, like yourself, for example, how you said it was an axe throwing gym. So like a lot of them go, it's a gym. So like you're doing, heavy lifting and all that sort of stuff. So the hardest thing to explain, or they might go, it's a sporting thing. So you're going to need showers and it's like no one's going to go there, have a shower and then, put on their gym clothes and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
So that's the hardest thing. Once they're on board, they're totally on board because they understand that it's a growing industry. And so, for example, here in East Perth, our whole goal when we go into a venue is to sort of find the spots where there's a bit of a hub of culture going on and try to attract other businesses into it. So being here in East Perth, you've got some amazing stuff. You've got the whiskey distillery around the corner. You've got Bright Tank, Whippersnapper just next door. So it's that's the whole idea, is to sort of create like a culture. And that's literally our mission, is to build a community, and
activate the space.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing your axe in this morning. It's been great to meet you, Tyson. So for people who are interested, you'll announce on your Facebook page, is that right?
Yeah, we'll announce on our Facebook page and at lumberpunks.com. And we're not too far away. Within the next week or two, we should have an open date for you.
Cool. Great to meet you.
Good to meet you.